Guys, it's Quanah back again with a quick recap and review of The Handmaid's Tale Season 4, Episode 5, entitled Chicago. We're going to recap everything that took place in this episode. I'm going to give you my thoughts, my opinions, everything that I was going through when I watched the episode, and hopefully to prepare you, but also to get your thoughts about tonight's episode. So spoilers for The Handmaid's Tale Season 4 all the way through, because that's what this is about. So if you haven't had a chance to watch it, why don't you hop back over there, watch it, and then come back and give me your thoughts and opinions. This was a very slow moving episode until we got to the end. And I'm in my feelings. And I thought that the end of episode 3 had me in my feelings, but I thought we were good for a little while. And then they gave us this episode. So before we get into it, hi, welcome back. Hopefully you have been here before, because we are here talking about The Handmaid's Tale and we've been doing it for a while. But if you haven't, hi, I'm Quanah. Welcome to Her Real Review. Do me a favor, and if you want to come back for more Handmaid's Tale content, do me a favor and drop down below and hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so that you can come back every week when I drop fresh thoughts and opinions about The Handmaid's Tale. So here we go. Handmaid's Tale, Season 4, Episode 5, Chicago. So the episode starts with a little montage of June knocking boots with Luke. Is it a flashback? We don't know. Is it a flash forward? We don't know. But suddenly we are back in Chicago, where she's laying on the floor trying to get some sleep. But the moans that we did not hear in her sequence are here in real life. And who is it? It's Janine getting them boots knocked. Her and Steven, aka Mr. Wanna Trade for a Blowjob, have somehow connected, and they are making the beast with two backs, as it were. And she's enjoying herself consensually, I guess. Weird little power dynamic, but hey, pretty much the same thing that happened with June and Nick. So you really can't begrudge a girl for getting some happiness where she could find it. June is not having it though. Not only does she not trust Steve, but she's ready to fight. And she's like, wait a second, y'all not really Mayday. This doesn't feel like a real resistance. I'm ready to kill some soldiers. I'm ready to fight. Let's make a plan. Give me some authority. Give me some power. Let me go with you. Let me do something. Steven does not want to hear it, but eventually he caves in. He finds out, no, she's got some street cred, 86 kids, Canada. So he decides to let them go on a run with them into the city, but she tries to power check him and he doesn't like that. She gets some background about where to find the resistance. We get a little insight into Janine's thoughts and ideas. Janine is like, look, I'm gonna trade my cloak for this hat for him. He's gonna be my new blue thing. Maybe I can, find some happiness here. And as upset as that makes June, because she does not trust Steven, at the same time she wants her girl to be happy. And so she's like, okay, cool, you can have my cloak, trade, get your boy a little Cubs hat, whatever. But I'm trying to be about that fight. I'm trying to be a soldier. So she wants to leave. Back in Gilead, Aunt Lydia is no longer the HBIC, okay? She is a lame duck. She's trying to get some power back. And so is Commander Lawrence. This episode is all about power and gaining power back from all of the players. Who has some power? A little bit? Nick, because he's on the council, okay? The council of commanders. So he's got a little bit of power now. Well, they don't want to hear from Commander Lawrence, and he's feeling down about himself. But who comes knocking at his door? Aunt Lydia. And she's like, I got some dirt on you. And if you don't help me get back in position, I'm going to spill my beans. And so he makes a trade with her. He makes a deal with the devil. And she gives him a little bit of dirt on some of the commanders. And he promises to reinstate her. And he does. And there is this very eerie scene of these little baby girls walking in circles, being trained to walk together as handmaids. And it's just this weird sense of Lydia sees Gilead as trash. It's like she really knows, but she is so just on the sauce of we need to do this to have these babies. We can't just have them naturally. Pish, Tosh, who would have thought we could just let people fall in love, or at least just get married in the way Nick and Eve were. Eden, I forgot about Eden. Nick and Eden were. No, we got to have handmaids. So she's training up the little babies, and they are so young. They are babies, like 16 years old, and they're being trained. And of course, the idea of that scene is to show us like them walking together, the connectedness, the bond that the handmaids had, so that we remember that June didn't sacrifice Alma and Brianna and all of them like willingly or even easily. It wasn't an easy decision. She didn't discard them. They were just as important to her. Those were her sisters. But at the end of the day, she's still fighting for freedom, not just for herself, but she wants to be a soldier now. You know, she wants to really fight in the battle. But it of course parallels her and Janine, who have been together really since we met June in episode 1. Going back to boy Nick got a little bit of power, and he's acting real shady, real sneaky. I mean, you know, they tried to make us believe that he really does love June in this episode, because he goes and finds some Marthas who I guess are part of Mayday, and he's like, look, I'm looking for June. And she's like, we don't even mess with June, because everybody who helps her ends up on the wall. And then one of the Martha says, well, no, for real though, 2 handmaids were spotted going into Chicago. So, you know, y'all remember me talking about he's on the front lines of Chicago. So now he knows that she's actually there. He's going to try to do what he can to protect her, which goes back to Commander Lawrence's plan, which was to call for a ceasefire. Well, his plan to get power works. He gets the dirt on the other commanders and he gets back on the board. But in order to make things work, he's got to agree to an air raid on the city of Chicago before they can call a ceasefire, and send some aid in to help out some of the resistance people. And so that's what ends up happening. Nick, of course, is floored, because that's not the plan that he thought he was signing up for. His plan is to try to get his boo thing safe from, you know, from Gilead. But you never really know with Commander Lawrence. Like, for what ends up happening at the end of the episode, you really don't know if he had a role to play in that or not. Like, you just never know. All these dudes are real shaky. You don't know who is doing what strings are being pulled. Anyway, June leaves to try to go find the resistance, and Janine says she's going to stay. And it was a touching moment, because Janine is standing up for herself, and she's determining the kind of like she wants to live. And she's also letting June know, like you're not going to be able to just push me around. I'm stronger than you think. So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to, you know, kick it with Steven, maybe have a little baby and be able to raise a child. June is walking down the middle of the street. For the life of me, this whole episode, I'm trying to figure out, why are you walking down the middle of the street? You need to be up against the side of a building so you can duck and run. But she's walking down the middle of the street. You know, it's Handmaid's Tale. Sometimes, you know, the storytelling is on point, but sometimes just the little minute decisions just don't make sense. Anyway, she hears a noise. So she sees an overturned police car. She goes and hides under. Of course, what the noise is, Janine. Janine was like, you chick, you're not going to get rid of me that easily. I'm here. We're sisters. I'm here to rock with you. So here, I'm here with you. And so then they go. Bad timing on their part. City of Chicago gets bombed. Bombs going off. And the sequence that they showed us in the trailer, where it was just behind them, no, right in front of them. Lights out. Good night. No more. All the dust clears. We see June lying on the ground, all cut up, bruised up, banged up, sore. I tweeted Bruce Miller. Bruce Miller, if you see this video, I tweeted you. You have 24 hours to respond to my tweet, okay? Where is Janine? Y'all bet not have hurt my Janine. I'm banking on the fact that we will find Janine in either the next episode or by the end of the season. Do not make me wait till next season to find out what happened to Janine. I will be so, like, it can't just be June. It can't just be June. First of all, who's getting Hannah? Somebody got to get. I am banking money on either Janine or Nick or Commander Lawrence. It's the three of them. Somebody's got to get Hannah out. So it's going to be one of the three of them. June is up looking for Janine, looking around, calling Janine. Her hearing, she just got bombed, so she can't really hear much. Wouldn't it be ironic if her hearing kind of slightly goes out a little bit, because you've got Janine with one eye, and then if one of her ears doesn't really work and she kind of becomes hard of hearing, wouldn't that be kind of an interesting dynamic in terms of the two of them? Anyhow, Janine is nowhere to be found. She turns around, and who do we see? Moira. June looks, sister girlfriend, what? And that is the end of the episode. Like, how are y'all just going to end like that? First of all, okay, they kind of teased, because Moira did say she was going to, like, close to Chicago to help, and y'all know Chicago is right there. But I'm still trying to figure out, like, how did she cross over into Gilead, and they just able to freely cross like that in Chicago? Like, that just don't make sense to me. But I'm sure they'll have answers for us in the next episode. But June is about to get reunited, and it feels so good. Hey, question is, y'all know she's not. First of all, we have a whole nother season. So a couple of things can happen here. First of all, we know from the trailer that at some point she's testifying against the Waterfords, right? At some point she's reunited with Luke. So we're getting that next episode. We're getting that next episode. Vows, their wedding vows. We're probably seeing them get married. She's reuniting with Nicole. So we're getting all of that. But we don't know where's Janine. We don't know where's Hannah. And at the end of the day, June is not just going to be in Canada. Like, I guarantee you by the end of this season, she will be back in Gilead. Because what would be the point of having another season if she's just in Canada and she just never returns to Gilead? No, she's going to have to go back to Gilead, because she's got to get her baby. She's got to get Hannah. It's not going down like that. I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on whether June survives all of this. I do think by the end of this season, she's back in Gilead. So this episode, like I said, it was kind of a slow burn. I mean, I was kind of, it was kind of a couple of little pop-off things here and there, but it was really kind of slow. But at the end, they can't kill Janine. Do you think Janine is dead? Do you think Janine is dead? Do you think Hannah's going to get out? And what is that conversation with June and Luke going to be like? Because, like, he probably is going to want to know after a little while, like, what do you mean Nicole was made in love? What about that? What about them apples? And is Moira going to, release all of her anger and vengeance on June? I'm just going to say this though, y'all. Follow me on Twitter, because your boy Bruce Miller, he saw my tweet and he was like, what do you mean, is June to blame? I was just asking the question that all of y'all were wanting to ask. So at this point, it's not whether June's to blame. It's whether June is going to be able to get Hannah. That's the only question left to ask at this point, because she's getting rescued. She's getting saved. So this is going to be on my thoughts for the rest of now. I have to wait 7 more days to figure out what's going to happen next. But hopefully you guys will do me a favor and comment down below your thoughts and your opinions about this episode. Do you think June is gone? Do you think Janine is gone? Excuse me. Do you think June is to blame? Do you trust Nick? Do you trust Commander Lawrence? What do you think is going to happen with Lydia? If you've read the Testaments, we're going to stop right there. And that is my thoughts, my opinions, my recap for tonight's episode of The Handmaid's Tale, Season 4, Episode 5, Chicago, the Windy City. So I hope to see you guys next week. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you later. Toodles!